Hey everybody, this is Nicole. So we are going to be doing something a little different today. We are going to be making Hawaiian style beef stew. Okay, and we're going to be making it in my Instant Pot. So first things first, I've got it on sauté right now, and we are going to first brown the stew meat. I've got about 2 pounds here. You can use 2 to 3 pounds of stew meat or whatever it is that you normally use for your stew meat, and try to make sure that you have it layered in one layer so that it browns nicely. And hopefully you're able to see on the inside a little bit here what I've got going on. Because if you put more or too much in here, you're going to end up boiling your meat. And obviously that is not what you want to do. You want to get a nice golden brown like that. So I'm trying to move it around. Obviously, you want to get all of it nice and golden brown on all sides. And so you're going to do it in batches. So I'm going to grab a plate so I can put the meat on the plate. Because I want to be able to catch all those juices as well. And this is a good, but you can do this actually like on the stove top as well. It just, obviously take a little longer to cook. I would say let it simmer instead of doing it for a half an hour in an Instant Pot, let it simmer for a couple of hours covered, on the stove. That's what I would do. Because obviously stew meat tends to be a little bit of, a tougher bit of meat. That's the reason why you want it to simmer on the stove top if that's, if you don't have an Instant Pot. You can do this in a crock pot too. I believe you can do it where you can do it 4 to 6 hours on high or 8 hours on low. And all that brown stuff on the bottom is all that yummy goodness. Okay, so that was one layer or one batch. And let's put in the second batch. Now I haven't seasoned it yet. We'll get to that in just a second. And I cut off some of the extra fat on some of these pieces because some of them have really thick pieces of fat. And if you like making tallow, that is what you would use to make beef tallow. There wasn't enough to do that. But you could use the beef tallow or the beef fat for the grease, melt the fat on the bottom of your Instant Pot or whatever your stock pot is, instead of using vegetable oil. then once I've gotten this, you know, pretty well browned, we're going to go ahead and put in one medium onion. I've got half of a larger onion that I have sliced up. And you can make it as big or as small as you want. So you're not trying to really cook the meat right now. You're just essentially getting some color on it. Because once you've gotten everything in the Instant Pot and you shut it, it's going to, you know, cook it the rest of the way. Okay, next, I haven't added any more oil. I am going to add my onion. And I might have to add some oil, but let's see. I'm gonna need a little more vegetable oil. So we are going to be creating a roux, which is usually flour and a fat. So the fat is going to be the butter. Or butter, and which can be fat or oil, and then flour. If that makes sense. Okay, so got the onion in there. Now we're gonna add some tomato paste, and I need about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I really like this tomato paste that's in the tube. This is the last of it. And make sure you caramelize your tomato paste. Otherwise, you're gonna, I don't know. I like to caramelize it. It gets rid of some of the raw taste if you caramelize it. So just cook it for a minute or two, and then we're going to add some flour, which will be about 2 to 3 tablespoons. And I found something called Wandra, which is this like finely milled flour, and it makes some really great smooth lump-free gravies. So we're gonna use that in mine. You can use all-purpose flour. And you know, in order to make your gravy thicker, obviously, you know, at the end you can make a slurry, and that's fine. But we're gonna do this right now. Okay, and you're just gonna mix it around till it's not so powdery, and you're, you know, essentially cooking out the flour taste. So it'll look dry, and that's fine. So you can, and then once we get to where the liquid is, you can choose to add water or beef stock. I'm gonna use a little bit of chicken stock and probably some water because I have some extra chicken stock that I have in the refrigerator, and then I'm gonna use some water to make up the difference. All right, so now we're gonna re-add the meat, juices and all. I want to let that go to waste. Now, this is the time where you want to season. So let me just get this mixed up. And I don't know if you can see, but my onions, I just left them in, strips. I didn't like dice them. Family likes onions really good, or really a lot. So I don't have any problem because that's just less work for me. So I'm gonna season now. And this is obviously to taste. So if you want yours saltier, more peppery, you go for it. I, add what I think is enough, and then everybody can season when they put it on their plate. And once this is done, you can serve it with potatoes, you can serve it with rice, or like mashed potatoes, or you can serve it with rice. I serve it with rice. Now we're going to add enough stock or water or both until the beef is just covered. So need just a little more water. And we're gonna mix around. Okay. And then I'm gonna wait till it comes back up to a boil. So when I season as I go. So I seasoned just a little bit ago, right before I added my liquid. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt and more pepper. And that's it. I probably won't add any more. And what I'll do to get it thicker, because obviously this is not thick enough right now, is when everything is done cooking, after I have release the pressure, I will make a slurry. Make sure you scrape your bottom, get all that yummy bits on the bottom up, because that's where all the flavor developed. Your fond is what it's called, FONDE. And so, and I have 2 large carrots, 3 stalks that were peeled and sliced, and I have 3 stalks of celery that I split and chopped, and then I gotta get my potatoes. So I am using these potatoes. They're called Honey Golds, bite-sized potatoes, they need to be washed, but that's what's gonna go in for the potatoes. And I probably won't put the whole bag in there. I'll probably put maybe half and slice up the bigger ones and put that in there. But in the meantime, yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's really not that complicated. Like I said, you can do it on your stove top, you can do it probably in your slow cooker, but I do mine in my Instant Pot because then I can throw basically everything in, and then shut the lid, set it on a timer, and we're good to go until, you know, it's time to eat. I'll wash about 2 cups of rice, and when the rice is done, we're done. So right now I'm just waiting for this to come up to a simmer, or to a boil, I should say, and then I will add my veggies in, my carrots, my celery, and the potatoes. And then once that happens, I will close the lid, let it cook for about a half an hour. And because it's a pressure cooker, my stew meat will be nice and soft and tender. And that should be dinner for a couple of nights. And then I have some other stuff that we'll be eating in between, because when we have meals like this where there's leftovers, I try to split it up where we'll have like this as a meal, and then I'll have something else in between, and then we'll have this for the second time, because you guys know soups and stews, sometimes even casseroles, are always better on the second or third day. So like I'll make Japanese style chicken curry. The first day is great, but it's always better on the second day. I also make this chicken and spinach casserole, which everybody loves. It's great the first day, but it's even better on the second day. Usually it doesn't last for more than 2 days. The same thing goes with my curry and the stew. It doesn't last any more than 2 days. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll show you guys. This is the celery. That's the carrots. And then I'm gonna open the bag of potatoes. I'll show you what the potatoes look like. And when I went to Japan, for those of you guys who hang out with me on my lives, know that we went to Japan. I bought myself this really nice nakiri knife. It's I mean, I would have never bought it for myself had it been here, just because that's the way I am. My husband said, don't look at the price, just pick one, because he knows that when I pick stuff out, I look at it and like, nope, it's too expensive, I'm not gonna buy. So I did just that. I just picked something, because that was one thing that I said that I would get when we went there, was some, a nice knife, because you guys know I like to cook. And yeah. So this is the potato. So I'm gonna chop them up some, and they're gonna go in there. All right, so hope you guys enjoyed it. I will try to put up the instructions in the ingredients instructions in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. So on the recipe, I forgot to let you know that you also need to put in a 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. And if you want to, you can also put in a can of stewed tomatoes or diced tomatoes. I'm not putting any in mine, but I did add the tomato sauce in after I just remembered that I did not add it. So this is an edit at the end of the video.